What is going on, folks? Got a little green lighting going on right now. Oh man, I want to talk about the worst movie I've seen so far of 2026. And it's disappointing because I anticipated it. I like the franchise, but ugh. I'm talking about 28 years later. Now, 28 days later, loved it. 28 weeks later, I like that one a whole lot too. The first edition of 28 years later, I like it was parts of it that I liked, but it was kind of confusing, and it left when that one finished up, the first one, because they did like it was like a 2-part whatever it was, but the first 28 years later, the way where it ended, you saw the main character, little dude Spike. He ended up with this group that had blonde hair, right? And then it just went off at that. So like, okay, next one gonna pick up. They together, they doing their thing or whatever in this post-apocalyptic world. Oh my gosh! So come to find out that they're all named Jimmy for whatever reason, and they just go around doing random acts of violence against whoever they find. What really bothered me what really annoyed me about this was the fact that the big alpha zombie in here, Samson, he was he was terrorizing them throughout the first 28 years later, the first part. But on this part, he was doped up on morphine the whole time. He was getting drugged, and the doctor practically made him come back to his senses because he started talking. You got this franchise based off of rabid zombies that can turn you almost instantly with a bite, spit, whatever. Their bodily fluids, whatever if it gets on your mouth or anything that is like a porous area, you turn, right? So they basically, Samson became the big high giant, pretty much. Only people he destroyed in that movie, in this part, were other zombies that tried to attack him because he came back. He got back so much back of himself that he remembered himself being on a train with his family. You were a big hulking zombie for the past however many years you were a zombie, right? But now, all of a sudden, because you're getting drugs, you back to normal to an extent. So he's pretty much out of the movie altogether until like I just seen them parts where he doped up, and then the very end. The Jimmies, they were doing all their heinous stuff, all their goofy, all their treacherous acts against the people they encounter because they were devil worshippers. If that ain't the dumbest thing, the dumbest premise of the movie, that was so stupid to me. Like, what? So they did this for that, and then come to find out they get to like skull whatever, the skull structure, and they think that's where they're gonna meet the devil at, and he's gonna tell them what to do. And Jimmy, and the real Jimmy, the main Jimmy, he knows it's all nonsense. But the people, the other Jimmys that follow him, his 7 fingers that follow him, they allegedly believe it wholeheartedly. I guess, I don't know. They do all this crazy stuff. They start cutting people's skin off to appease basically to appease Jimmy, because Jimmy was just a psychopath who wanted to see people killed because he knew it was a bunch of nonsense anyway. They do this stuff, and then they get the last people they encounter. They torture them and cut skin off of them, all that stuff. But somebody gets away, and next you know, that whole group gets decimated. Good, they deserve it. They deserve everything they got. And when they get out, they find the doctor, get to the little skull thing. The real Jimmy tells the doctor, the lead doctor, that, hey, I need you to play along with this. So they believe me. We're gonna keep it pushing. The doctor does it until the end. He tells them to give him back Spike, because Spike is with this crazy group of Jimmys. And no, he did not. My mistake. He didn't say give Spike back. He said they have a. He said he demands a sacrifice, basically a crucifixion of the real Jimmy. So real Jimmy stabs him to show like, yeah, he ain't nothing but a regular person, just like we are. And then everyone gets stabbed, pretty much. And all the Jimmys get stabbed except for one Jimmy and Spike. And the girl says her name at the end, which I don't even care. She ends up nailing the real Jimmy to a cross, upside down, of course, because he's a Satanist. And then they leave. He's upside down. Then Samson comes, collects the doctor, talks to him, tells him, he says words. He says like thank you or something else or whatever his name is. He calls him by his name. You were a zombie tearing heads off in the first movie, just ripping people apart, tearing heads to shreds. This one, you are a giant who's talking normal. I didn't know that was the point of this, like, to cure them. I thought it was just, survive and escape or whatever. But no, he cured the alpha Samson, and Samson carried him off. Then it went to the end scene, which only aggravated me even further. It truly just, like, this was so dumb. So dumb. The fact that if you're familiar with the series, the first 28 days later, is his name. He plays Scarecrow in The Dark Knight, in Dark Knight Rises, and he played Scarecrow. His real name is Cillian Murphy. He was in the first movie. You saw his character arc from him being a timid, scared dude to like, hey man, I'm gonna do what I gotta do to survive. You saw that arc in there. In this movie, he was teaching his daughter, I guess, because I didn't see the black girl he ended up with. I didn't see her in the movie. I just assumed that she's dead or didn't want to do the movie. I don't know, but you see him giving the girl a history lesson about World War I, World War II, which I'm always a fan of because I love history myself, especially wartime stuff. However, you see Spike and the girl running, and you hear the growls and whatnot from a distance. You see them running, getting chased by a few of the zombies, and next thing you know, you hear Cillian say, his daughter say, are we going to help him? We're going to help him. That's, of course, we're going to help him. Then it goes off. Someone who's been dealing with this for 28 years, that's all the scene you give him? That's it? That's all. And then it goes off. That movie was one of the worst movies I've seen this entire year. And I like bad movies. Don't get me wrong. I thoroughly enjoy a good bad movie. This movie was bad, period. It was just bad. And if I had to rate it 1 out of 5, if I had to rate it from 0 to 5, I give it 2 stars. No, I take that back. No, that's being generous. I give it 1.5. I did not enjoy it. It made little sense. It made little to no sense to me. And the fact that was the reason? Boy, I tell you, I think people are running out of ideas. I think me and my homie we need to write a movie or something, because that was ridiculous. And I'm not a fan. We both are fans of this 28 Days Later movie, and 28 weeks later. But this one, I had to tell him, like, hey man, don't waste your time looking at these ones because they suck. Like, they really suck. And combining the two with the first part of 28 Years Later with this one, I don't recommend. I don't. If you watched it and you liked it, let me know what you liked about it. And maybe I need to do a rewatch or something. But as of right now, boo.